And so go on Google and click live.
Okay. Okay, we will start in 3, 2, 1. All right, hello everyone. Thank you for joining this session on International Education Week. Today we have a session about flex recruitment with staff from American consuls, and I'm really glad to introduce this amazing team today. Before I will proceed with introducing our speakers, please, if you have any questions, feel free to write them in the comment section, because during the session or afterwards, we will be asking them so our speakers could answer to those as well. And if you have any questions regarding presentation, if you want me to send it, please DM us as well. Today, our speakers are Jace Livingston, who is Executive Director for Tajikistan's Office of American Consuls. We have also Farangis Hotam, who is Flex Program Coordinator in Tajikistan, and Rukhshana Sharipova, who is the Flex Recruitment Process Assistant for this year. Jace, if you are ready, we can share the presentation.
Great. Thank you very much, Nilufar. Let me move us on over to our slideshow for today. All right. Well, as Nilufar mentioned, my name is Jace Livingston. I'm Executive Director here at our field office with American Councils for International Education. And I'm joined by Farangis and Rukhshana, two of our amazing Flex team. They've been hard at work all fall, getting all the applications in. And so before we get started on Flex, I just wanted to talk a little bit about American Councils as an organization, and then I'll hand the floor over to Farangis and Rukhshana. So American Councils is a non-governmental organization based in the US. Our headquarters is in Washington, D.C. We were founded in 1974, and since then have grown to encompass operations and representation in 90 countries worldwide. And that's everything from Brazil to China to India, and then of course, Tajikistan. Here in Tajikistan, we've had a field office since 1994, and of course, our most famous program, which we're talking about today, is the Future Leaders Exchange Program. But in addition to that, we have quite a few exciting initiatives that we work on locally here in Tajikistan. And if you want to learn a little bit more about some of our other programming, go ahead and visit our new website. It's a brand new shiny website. It's at www.tajikistan.americancouncils.org. So pop over there, take a look at what we've got, and see how you can get involved. With that, I'd like to go ahead and pass the floor over to Farangis, and let's hear more about the Flex program, or at least what you don't already know.
Thank you, Jace, and thank you, Nilufar and Mihroj, for organizing this presentation for the Flex program. Hello, everyone. My name is Farangis Hotam, and I'm a Flex program coordinator in Tajikistan. Also, I'd like to introduce you my colleagues who work on a Flex team, as Jace already mentioned. Well, first of all, it's Jace Livingston. He is the Executive Director of American Councils for International Education in Tajikistan, and he is a Flex Director too. Farzana Shafieva and Rukhshana Sharipova are both our Flex program recruiting assistants. This year, as you all know, the program has fully gone online, and I would like to express my gratitude to our team for the excellent work being done so far. Recruitment this year is completely different, and it was not easy to adapt, but thanks to the support of our director and recruiting assistants, I think we're doing a very good job. Thank you guys, Jace, Farzana, and Rukhshana. To begin with, I'd like to thank everyone who helped to organize this competition. First of all, it's the Minister of Foreign Affairs and the Minister of Education in Tajikistan. Could you, Jace, please change the slide? Well, what is FLEX? The Future Leaders Exchange Program is a highly competitive merit-based scholarship program funded by the U.S. Department of State, which provides scholarships for high school students from every Asia to spend an academic year in the United States, living with an American family and attending an American high school. While in the US, FLEX students gain leadership skills, learn about American society and values, and teach Americans about their home countries and cultures. FLEX students perform community service in their US communities and act as ambassadors of their home countries. Next slide, please. Okay, so our program was funded by Senator Bill Bradley in 1992 and is funded by the US government. Senator Bradley created a cultural exchange program for high school students from the former Soviet Union countries. Now the program is in its 28th year. The FLEX program is a first large-scale, long-term program to focus on high school age students. The FLEX program has provided scholarships to over 26,000 students who have lived with a host family and attended high school for an academic year in the US. The program was created from the conviction of former Senator Bill Bradley that the best way to ensure long-lasting peace and understanding between the US and the countries of Eurasia is to enable young people to learn about the US and Americans firsthand, and to teach Americans about their countries. Last year, 38 high school students were sent from Tajikistan to the United States on the FLEX program. Unfortunately, this year, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, selected finalists weren't able to travel to the US. Every participant will live in an American family. 15 placement organizations will be in charge of selecting these families. All of the host families are volunteers. They are also interviewed and must fill out an application as our students do, as our participants do. Next slide, please, Jace. Okay, so the goals of the program. Many students and their parents ask questions regarding program goals. They ask, why does American government provide such scholarships for Tajik students? So here's the answer. The program goals are, first of all, to gain an understanding of American society, people, values, culture, diversity, and respect for others with differing views. To interact with Americans and generate enduring ties, to teach about your home country and culture, to explore and acquire an understanding of the key elements of the US civil society, and of course to share and apply experiences and knowledge in your home country as an alumni. Next slide, please. Okay, what does cultural exchange achieve? Program participants, including both those who go abroad as an exchange students and members of the communities that host them are American families, they learn about another country and culture in a unique way by building close relationships with individuals. This really is a unique way because you will be living in an American family for about 1 year and you'll become a member of this family. Cultural exchange helps to break down stereotypes and build understanding. Before traveling to the US, you'll have a different view about the country and its people. But when you will live and study there, your opinion will change completely in a positive side. Well, I mean, many of today's world leaders have participated in an exchange experience and say that the exchange had a positive impact on their lives. Of course it does. Next slide, please. Okay, a little bit about testing. So now we'll move on to the recruitment process. Usually FLEX recruitment starts in late September. And if you would like to participate, first of all, you have to make sure that you are eligible. You have to meet the following requirements. First of all, you have to be enrolled in 11th grade of secondary school in fall 2020. Meet J1 visa age requirements for high school students. Be born on or after February 15, 2003. Have an academic standing of good or better. Have previous English language studies. And of course, you have to be a citizen of the flex country where you apply. In our case, it's Tajikistan. Next slide, please.
One thing I want to point out is these dates are for this year. So if you're looking for next flex year, of course, it'll be after February 2004.
Right, right. Exactly. Thank you, Jace. Okay, ineligible students. Unfortunately, you are not eligible to participate in a flex program if you have stayed in the US for more than 3 months during the past 5 years. Your family has applied or is applying to immigrate to the US. Or your family has made plans to immigrate or has already immigrated to the United States. These are the only criteria which are very important, and it means that you cannot apply to the flex program. Next slide, please. Okay, questions about eligibility. Yeah, lots of students ask questions about eligibility. These are some frequently asked questions regarding if you are eligible or not. So students ask us, why can you only participate if you were born after February 15th? This is a very common question, and students ask about it all the time. Well, the answer is because it's an age limitation. Accepted student must be younger than 18 years old and 6 months of age by the time they travel to the United States. Another question is, can I come and test my knowledge if I'm not in 11th grade? No, unfortunately you cannot, because your name will be registered in the system, and when you will be in 11th grade and when you will come to participate, you can get disqualified. Next question, can I participate if I have already finished school? Of course not. Flex program is only, in case of Tajikistan, it's only for the 11th graders, and only those students who study in a secondary school in an 11th grade can apply. What if I'm not a citizen of Tajikistan, or I'm not from Tajikistan, or I am from Tajikistan but live abroad? The answer is no, because you have to be the citizen of Tajikistan, and by the time you apply, you have to be in Tajikistan. Next slide, please, Jace. Okay, students with disabilities. The FLEX program can support students with disabilities and encourages their participation. Students with disabilities who demonstrate basic English proficiency are eligible to participate in FLEX. In these pictures that you see is Firdaus Timurov, the picture. He is a Tajik student with disability who has traveled to the US as an exchange student. For some foreign exchange students, a year at an American high school opens up new opportunities. For Firdaus, it's given him a new leg, an artificial limb emblazoned with the stars and stripes of the American flag. So I would like to say that Firdaus' life in America has proved to be an unusual journey, not only for him, but also for the host family that opened its home to him, the community of Plantywood that welcomed him, and the Billings, he's the man who fabricated Firdaus' new leg and gave it as a gift. So yeah, it's a wonderful story. Next slide, please, Jace. Students with disabilities. Yeah, this is a very special statement by Natasha, who said, "You taught me to never give up. I just want to tell you all thanks to, I just want to tell you all thanks to this program." Next slide, please. What does the scholarship provide? This is the question students ask us all the time. So this is the list of the things that program will provide you if you will become a finalist. Round trip international travel from home to the United States and back. medical insurance, allowances to help students participate in social activities and buy necessary personal supplies, placement with a selected U.S. host family for 1 year, enrollment in a U.S. Secondary school, program orientation activities, including preparation for going on the program and for returning home after the program activities arranged in local U.S. communities, and of course support for alumni as they implement activities. Next slide, please. What is not provided? There are some things that are not provided by the Flex program. First of all, it's an international passport, which you have to get by yourself. Personal expenses beyond that, what is covered by the monthly stipend. Well, Flex students will get a monthly stipend, which should be enough for their expenses. But if it's not, you have to cover by yourself. Excess baggage costs, calls made from the US to home, or a Skype account. This is it. Yeah. Okay, now I will switch to Rukhshana, and Rukhshana will tell you more about the rounds of the Flex program, about the notification, and of course about traveling to the US. Please, Rukhshana.
This is the best part, right?
Oh,
Hi, everyone. As it was mentioned before, my name is Rukhshana, and I'm working as a Flex program recruiting assistant for this year. Thank you so much for organizing this presentation. And I'm really glad to be here to tell you more about Flex testing this year, because everything changed and we need to tell more about Flex program this year. And I would like to express my gratitude for American Space in Tajikistan that helped us a lot during the recruitment this year. So let's start. When and how can students apply? Students were able to apply for Flex program 2021 and 2022 from September 28 to November 11. Fine. As it was mentioned before, that Flex testing moved total online, so we didn't do testing in person. So candidates or participants could create an account on ACE forms at ace.americancouncil.org/flextj. After creating an account, they had to confirm their email, and after this they could start filling their application, which consisted of biodata and also a part where they had to upload a certain type of documents and write 3 essays. Had to upload their birth certificate or passport, photos, passport style photo of themselves, and also certificate from the school that confirms that they really studied 11th grade. Because Flex program in Tajikistan is only for the students who study in 11th grade. Please change the slide. So as in previous years, Flex program consists of 3 rounds. Round 1 and 2 consist of filling in a personal data information and writing of 3 essays in English. And round 2 consists of questions. After passing successfully round 1 and 2, candidates will be invited to take part in round 3 of Flex program. So round 3 is a harder part of Flex testing, we can say, because it consists of a longer English language proficiency test. It has an interview. Candidates also have to write another essays in English, and also they receive an extensive application that must be completed in a certain amount of time. So these are the 4 things that should be done in round 3. Next. How are students selected? This is one of the most common questions that we receive. because people say, what should I do to become flex student? In my class, I don't really know how to answer this question, because I know all the flex students are unique and they're very different from each other. Also there is an independent panel that is created to, read the applications of flex finalists, which is not located in Tajikistan. This panel of American professionals are in DC, in Washington, DC. So they work on selecting finalists and alternate candidates of flex program. So selection is based on merit as evidenced in a comprehensive application, teacher references that should be provided in round 3, an interview, and essays written by the students. So before, when we did different live sessions about flex program, I always mentioned that essays is a very important part of the application. So there is a 300 words maximum that you can write. So please use all these 300 words to tell about yourself, everything. So the reader could, the most important thing that the panel of professionals pay attention to. Next. Okay, so after when the candidates go through all rounds and they become the finalists, all alternates successfully after the 3rd round, they will be notified, of course, by the American alternates. So upon a notification, finalists and alternates and their parents receive orientation materials to prepare them for departure. Both finalists and alternates must officially notify American Council that they accept the scholarship and provide any additional documentation that they're requested. So students must begin the process of applying for an international, and from May through August, American Councils and its partner organizations match finalists with qualified U.S. host families and arrange for enrollment in the local secondary schools. Next slide, please. All of the information that I gave about English flex program testing is not the end, and even after the notification, there will be another thing that finalists have to go through in order to go to US. So basically, they will be prepared for an American life, and this is called the pre-departure orientation. GO is designed to help program participants prepare for their experience in the US as an exchange student. So this will be a three-day program that all the finalists have to attend to learn a lot about America and learn how to represent their country as well. Yeah, so before going to US, everyone will have to attend these PDO sessions. Next. Okay, so during the recruitment, I also received a lot of questions about English. So most of the students say, what if I don't know English very well? Can I still participate in the flex program? So I would say that English language is not one of the, it's enough to know English in the elementary level, to try to apply for flex program, because there are other criteria that we pay attention to select finalists. And for those finalists who don't know, who can't express themselves very well in English, will be organized intensive English language training before going to US. So every year, some Flex students with insufficient English skills attend Moldova EFL training. So the selection committee in Washington, D.C., who chooses finalists and alternates, they decide who needs to participate in this program to improve their English skills. So the month-long program is designed to build the students' confidence communicating in English so that they are more comfortable integrating into U.S. high school and adapting to the host family setting. So whoever is really afraid because they might not be able to communicate in English very well, I encourage all of them to apply for Flex program because there will be enough. Next. Departure. This is one of the exciting moments that we all were waiting for. So Flex students, as we already mentioned, they will be prepared before the departure to US. So every participant will fly in a group. It's determined by American consuls and are accompanied and supported by a representative of American consuls on the flight to US international gateways. Basically, from Tajikistan to DC, there will be one of the staff of American consuls who will, but on internal flights in the US, so if they go from Washington, D.C. to Wisconsin, like I did, they will fly with other students, with other Flexans, or just by themselves. Great experience flying all by myself. Next slide, please. So before applying for Flex program, it's important to ask the following, this question: is Flex right for you? So Flex is a cultural exchange program. Flex students are expected to engage fully with their host community. Flex might not be for you if you are ready for the university and you don't want to go to high school another year. You might think that, oh, I have studied for 11 years in a high school and I don't want to go for another year to study in a high school because I will lose a year. Or if you need to spend a lot of time studying for university entrance exams, or if you are not ready to leave away from home, or you will miss your family so much. So if the following 3 points, if it's all about you, then probably Flex program maybe is not right for you. But I will tell you that Flex program is not, it doesn't mean that you will lose a year. For this year, you will gain a lot of things that you will be grateful forever in your life. Next. Oh, this is the last slide, I think, right? This is the pre-departure orientation for our Flex finalists. So, I've finished. If there's any questions, please let me know.
All right. And also, everybody, the website, please disregard that. Remember the website I gave you early on when I introduced everybody should be www.tajikistan.americancouncils.org. But if you go to that website, it'll redirect you anyway. So please come and take a look at our website. Take a look at everything that we're doing at American Councils. Thank you, Farengis. Thank you, Rukhshana. All right, yeah. Any questions? Do we have any questions streaming in, Nilufar?
Yes, thank you very much, Jace, Rukhshana, and Farengis for this great presentation about Flex program. It was very useful and informative. And yes, those who are watching us and will be watching on YouTube and Facebook soon, please, if you have any questions, you can send them to the contact information that you saw in the last slide, or just direct it to American Consul's webpage on Facebook, or EducationUSA, or American Space and Makerspace Dushanbe. There was a question regarding Flex Flex program. I think it's mainly for Rukhshana and Farangi since they are Flex alumni. So Rukhshana mentioned that all the like Flex, students, they are unique. But as Flex alumni, do you have any tips that you would like to share with those who are in 9th and 10th grade and they're preparing themselves for Flex program? What they should do, how they should, do activities, read something, learn English, or what they should do, please.
I will pass it to Farangis.
Okay, thank you. Well, when I participated in Flex program, it was like 12 years ago. So what I would say is Flex is not a language program. Finalists are selected based on a demonstrated ability to adapt and thrive in a new environment rather than for their language skills. So participants are tested in their knowledge of the English language because knowledge of spoken and written English will be necessary if students are to successfully participate in school and home in the US. If the student has demonstrated characteristics that make him or her suitable to become a finalist, but the student's level of English is not sufficient, that student may be eligible to receive supplemental language instructions. So what I would like to say is Flex is not about English language. It's necessary, you have to know English because you'll be studying in an American school, and if your English level is not very well, if it's not, although elementary level, then I would say that you are not, you would not be eligible to participate in Flex program. But if you know that your English level is good enough, then just be yourself. Like selection is based on the essays that you write. So you have to be just be yourself. Please write concrete examples on the essays. And it's also based on the interview. So this year interview will be online, but we will see participants. So make sure to answer to each questions that interviewers will ask. Just be yourself. Don't pretend to be perfect, to be ideal. Show us who you are in reality. And of course, application. In the third draft, semi-finalists will receive an application. So application will also show you you have to write the best application. You have to fill the best application because it will show you completely in all spheres of your life. So yeah, just be yourself, be confident, and just go for it.
Yeah. I thank you, Farangis. I just want to expand on this and kind of talk a little bit about,
I would like to also mention some stuff.
Okay.
You can go, Jace.
Okay, yeah. Just generally, in the U.S., what the education field is really looking for is developing well-rounded individuals, and I think that's kind of exactly what we're looking for here, and what the application reviewers in Washington are looking for. Is this person have enough different interests that they'll find a place to fit in, during their year in Tajikistan? It's far beyond just the basic English language component of the program. It's just, bring every single aspect of your life into the application. If you love playing football, put that in there. If you love acting, put that in there. If you're a singer, if you're a dancer, it's just, you want to represent everything that is you. And that's, I think, the most important aspect of what the Flex program is looking for.
And Jace, I would like to highlight one moment. As you said, like, if you play football, you should put that you're a football player. But in case with me, in my application, I remember that I put that I like playing volleyball. Yeah, I did. Well, we used to play volleyball with our friends after school, and I put that on my application. But in reality, they chose me because of it. My family, one aspect was because of the volleyball, because my whole sister played volleyball in a volleyball team in the school. But like professionally, I couldn't play volleyball at all. And my coach, he said like, oh, please, Farangiz. My coach, he was also my world history teacher. He said, you are great in world history, but you're not in volleyball. Just don't play volleyball. So yeah, please be concrete. If you play volleyball professionally, you should say that you are in a team. But if it's just a hobby, just say that it's your hobby and you would just play volleyball for fun with your friends.
Great. Yeah. I love that story, Farang.
Thank you.
Roxana, what were you?
Yes.
Yeah, I wanted to mention that I just want to add some stuff to what Farangiz said. When you're answering the questions for the essays or during the interview, please give examples. Don't just say that you're great, but try to prove why you're great. Give examples, what makes you great.
Right.
Because when you're just saying that you're great, amazing, we know that everyone at some point are amazing and great, but what exactly make you great as a Flex finalist? So that's
Right.
what we want to hear, what I wanted to highlight. Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to add, like, for example, if you said that you are a responsible person, right? In this case, you cannot just say that you are responsible. You have to bring up a situation where you showed responsibility. How did you show your responsibility? What did you do? How did you react? What did you learn? Like everything in this situation. Just open up, hold the story in this case.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. So there is another question regarding Flex recruitment this year. Since we know it changed a lot, it's online right now, and we received a lot of questions about what, like from students in regions. So the question is, since before in the regions there was special venue where people could go and apply for Flex program.
Right.
This year we don't have it. So does American consuls or like related to Flex program agencies provide any like consulting, anything for people in regions to have access to information? Because I think it was a little bit difficult and confusing for them, since they're not, you know, close to Dushanbe, so they could come and reach you out.
Well, I guess one thing I want to just start with is yeah, I mean, it's good that they're not coming to Dushanbe to reach out to us, because frankly, our office is not currently operational physically. You know, we're all working remotely right now because of you know, health concerns. But I would say in general, when people are having issues getting getting connected with our application portal, one of the things that we're urging people to do is just reach out to us. We've got a team. We're working to facilitate stuff. If we need to get them in touch with somebody in their own region, we've done that, and we will do that. You know, so while the online application really opened up an entire world for every single applicant in the country, it did make it a little bit more difficult for some people in certain parts of Tajikistan. And we recognize that, and we're willing to work with applicants. But so going forward in the future years, you know, whether we're entirely online or doing a hybrid kind of system, we will be very mindful of the fact that there are parts of the country that have limited access. So, yeah.
Yeah, I would like to add that, yeah, this year Flex is entirely online, and all you need to apply is internet connection. Well, we realize that in remote regions there are some problems regarding internet, but in case with remote regions, like last year, they needed to travel to the testing center, right? So this year you could do the same, just travel to the testing center to use the internet, not to take the test, but to use the internet. And right now we have finished 2 rounds. And hopefully by the end of November, we'll have our round 3 participant list, semi-finalist list. And of course, we will contact them and we will explain to them in details how round 3 is gonna happen and what they should do. So in this case, I would like to say that when they know that in a definite time, particular time, they have, for example, interview, they have their English test, or they have to write their essay. In this case, they just have to travel to another region, or like which is close to them, but they have stable internet connection there, and use internet on your time of interview or on the time by the time you will write essay or complete English test.
I think that the important thing is to reach out to us and we can provide suggestions.
Of course. Yeah, and we are preparing the videos, round 3 instructions in detail, step by step, and we will share the links with our semi-finalists so they can watch it all the time when they would like to understand how is it going to happen, what they should do, and the video will be available to them all the time, so they can just click to the link and watch it anytime they'd like to.
I just want to add one more little tiny thing, Nilüfer, before you hop on and ask your next question. The fact that we are recruiting online this year, from what I've seen, we have actually gotten applications from parts of the country where we didn't have a test center. And so on one end, it's made it, sometimes a little bit more difficult, but on the other, all you need is an internet connection. And so we are seeing that some people are applying that maybe wouldn't have been able to travel to a test center in previous years. So that's one thing to kind of keep in mind.
That's really great. I have to mention that Flex team did a great job because, I mean, it was like the recruitment and the application, the announcement, it was everywhere. I think I even saw it on television, if I'm not mistaken. So there was a video. So I think you guys did a great job. And since you have so many applicants from remote areas, I think that's a really good success for this year. New things bring us to new opportunities, I think, and it also has pluses as well. So before we finish, I'm going to ask the last question about the opportunities after Flex program. So Rukhsana said that like good things come even after. So I wanted to know what are some opportunities that American consuls or U.S. Embassy provides for Flex students, what they do when they come to Tajikistan, with maybe some examples briefly, please.
From my end, I just want to say, when you return back to Tajikistan, you are now a U.S. government alumni. So you can join USANT, which is a great network to keep in touch with other U.S. government alumnus that are in the country. One other thing is we do have very, very solid and structured alumni programming. We have an alumni coordinator here in Tajikistan, and he's kind of the point of contact for all alumni affairs, and they have all sorts of programming going on throughout the year. Everything from grant applications that are specifically for Flex alumni to getting together and having a Halloween party or having Thanksgiving or some of the American holidays that they missed from when they were in the U.S. Barangiz, did you want to say anything about some of our alumni programming, since you've probably gotten involved with a lot of it? If we still have you. That's how she popped off for a second. Well, oh, there she is. Barangiz?
Sorry, Jace, I missed the because I missed the sorry, I missed the question because our lights turned off. Oh, we have it now.
Okay.
Okay, so talking about of course, if you will become a finalist and you will successfully finish the program, complete the program,
Well, let's see. All right. Well, I think Nilu.
yeah, you will become a part of USG. There are lots of activities, lots of yeah, you can be a part of projects and implement them in their communities.
Yeah. Just, you know, along those lines, Nilufar, I think one of the most important things for returning alumni is to keep in touch, you know, keep in contact with the group, the cohort that you met while you were on the Flex program. And there are all sorts of opportunities to continue to be involved. Also promoting the Flex program itself. A lot of our alumni get very well involved with those kind of activities. Though there's plenty to do when they come back. But yeah.
Thank you. Yes, it's really great that Flex program involves alumni as well. I think it's the most active alumni community among all the USG programs. So I think which is a great motivation for those who are watching us now and planning to apply for Flex program next year if you were not eligible to apply this year. So thank you so much, dear Jace, Farangis, and Rukhshona, for a great presentation about Flex program and for answering our questions. Dear viewers, thank you for tuning in. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them afterwards in the comment section, or you can still contact us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Thank you so much once again. And please keep watching our videos from International Education Week and follow our page, Education USA, US Embassy, obviously, and American Consuls in Tajikistan. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Nilufar.
Nilufar.
Bye, take care.
Yep.